Welcome to 52 Ever, a look at all of the worst DC comic book movies. I am Connor,
And I'm Shane.
and we are starting this year-long trek, this 52-week trek with the movie absolutely nobody cares about, Justice League.
I'm so looking forward to this. And for anybody that maybe didn't listen to our first intro podcast describing, what we're going to be doing here, 52 Ever is basically us talking about one single DC movie once a week, every week, for a whole year, which means we're going to have to watch Justice League 52 times this year.
51, because I think we've both watched it.
Well, yes, I agree. We both just watched it. So we'll have to watch it 51 more times.
It's going to be, and some of these are actually going to require us to do extra work.
Yeah, we're going to have to get creative. So if anybody went through school reading the book How to Eat Fried Worms, that's my comparison to this, to where we basically have to come up with a different way to take in this movie every time we do an episode. But we still have to watch it every single week.
So, I have a question. Before we even talk about the movie,
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Did you watch this? Do you even have a physical copy of this movie?
I did at one point, but since I kind of moved everything to digital, I don't own a physical copy anymore.
Okay. So I watched this on a Blu-ray disc.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got the Steelbook mostly because I love what the Steelbook looks like.
See, I think I got it on 4K originally, but then, like I said, when I moved everything over, I've just got it on digital now. But man, I like steelbooks.
It's very great. I only bring this up because have you seen what that start screen looks like, the start movie screen?
No, because even when I did have it, I never even popped in the disc.
Okay. It's the worst thing I have ever seen in my life.
Oof.
So,
What's it
okay,
like?
let me paint a picture for you. You know all of those promotional stills of our six heroes?
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of line them up on like that random barren wasteland background that they're on.
Ooh.
So one, they don't even look like they're in the same room together, all those actors.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything is at the bottom. And so when you try to scroll down through the bottom and you click on something, it doesn't even tell you you've moved up. So you don't even know what you're doing most of the time when you're like trying to navigate it. I was trying to look for, if there's any special features. Like I was really hoping there'd be a commentary so you could just do one with a commentary on. Nope, of course it doesn't have a commentary. But it took me forever because the UI is terrible. It is garbage.
On a side note, wouldn't it be interesting if they did have an audio commentary with both Whedon and Snyder in the same room?
Yes, I would pay way more money.
Man, that would be funny.
I'd even take Joss Whedon and Chris Terrio.
Yeah, any kind of commentary, but that's kind of like the same deal with The Rise of Skywalker. They don't even have a commentary, and they've had commentaries on all the movies.
But I actually heard with that the first release of Force Awakens did not have one, and that they might save that for a later release.
Ugh. I hope
Anyway,
that I just automatically get it for having a digital copy.
so yeah, then after that, after I got over the fact that that's the worst looking design for it's not even like dynamic in any way whatsoever. The capes are, it's just those static shots
Mm-hmm.
with like a yellow like sun that moves up and down a little bit. There's nothing going on. It is the worst.
You know what I had to do?
What?
I had to go to Vudu, click on the movie, and then press play.
I know. Okay. Okay, smart guy. Okay. I just had this steel book and never even opened the thing, so I figured I better do that.
All right, well, let's get into the movie.
Okay, so the credits start, and I don't want to compare this to the Marvel movies because that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many different production companies that worked on this movie.
There are. I did notice that the one thing in the credits that I did like a little bit more than Marvel was the Oh, what the intro that shows the heroes.
You like that the DC thing?
Yeah, so I like it, but I can't remember at the time. I might be wrong dating wise because this was 2017, the end of 2017. I can't remember if Marvel did their new logo before then or after then, where when they show the Marvel logo, it shows clips from the movies.
I do not
You know
know.
what I'm saying? Yeah,
I only
but
bring this up because who is Access Entertainment? That was the name I saw. I'm like, all of these other big companies I've heard of in some way, but like, who's this guy? Anyway, uh,
we go ahead.
the movie opens with these boys asking Superman a question for their podcast, and it's on video, so it's one, not a podcast. Two, they have the, which I guess this makes sense. They have like the camera like vertical, which is always annoying.
Hmm.
They have obviously not listened to that Word Star song by Childish Gambino.
Let's just real quick because this is one thing that is important in this very first scene. We're
Yeah,
gonna address the elephant in the room.
yeah.
Okay. It's
You mean
very, very clear that he. Oh, go ahead.
you can say it and we can talk about it, but say it.
I just wanted to hit it right off the bat. That way we can not worry about it for the rest of the movie. But
Okay.
it is very clear that they CGI'd that mustache out.
I 100% disagree and do not notice it until one scene.
Oh, well, we'll get into that scene. But on that note, can we agree though that given the circumstances, it was probably best that he did keep that mustache because his role in Mission Impossible was perfect.
Also, this is a I guess say this is a tangent. Wouldn't it have made sense for him to have a mustache when he comes back from the dead?
I was thinking a whole beard, but beard,
Well, that's
mustache, everything.
yeah. They just have to add facial hair, not to anyway. And Superman is a joke to kids by not answering what the best thing about Earth is.
They cut him off. What the heck?
I wonder if they accidentally hit stop recording by accident.
Well, I want to know what he thinks it is. Is it beer? Is it women? Is it
It's one
good
woman. We
old
all know this.
good old American cheeseburger?
I think it is. He looks off into like the distance and he's like, ah, I don't have an end to this bit, so I'm just gonna move on. Uh, in Gotham, Batman stops that guy from the Mindhunter who is robbing a
Yes.
house for some reason.
So how about I didn't even I mean, I knew he was in it after I watched Mindhunter because I had heard, things about it, but this is the first time I've watched the movie since I've realized who he actually was. And now it totally takes me out of the movie every time I see him.
I know he seems like way bigger an actor, and there's a very Joss Whedon moment where he's shooting at Batman and he shoots the water tower and it just pees on him.
Hmm.
Uh, anyway, he uses this random thug. I actually like the idea better that it's just the FBI guy from Mindhunter.
Yeah.
That'd be very funny if those took place in the same universe. To lure out a parademon where he fights it and the parademon kills itself and Batman somehow knows that this is a scout.
Yeah, and how come the parademon when he explodes to where he shows three cubes where his body was?
Yeah, I just said that. I actually had that exact same thing and for some reason leaves through random like a triangular pattern, which actually looks like the Brainiac symbol more than what they
Huh,
wanted to
I
look
didn't think
like,
about that.
which is weird because this was, I guess, supposed to be Brainiac's movie at one point.
Now, on a side note, I just want to side note real quick. For anyone listening that thinks that we're just hating on DC, we're definitely not, because there's a lot in DC that we both like or have come around to. But we're also not gonna just let things slide that don't really make much sense because the whole point of this is just to discuss everything.
Well, I mean, Justice League is my favorite superhero team of all time, so
And Batman is really my favorite superhero. So keeping that in mind, we're
okay.
just breaking this
Um,
movie down as we see it.
anyway, Batman just lets the burglar, I guess, sit on a roof and have him ask what's gonna happen without Superman now.
So if the burglar's still like tied up and he can't get untied, does he die?
You know what? That's a fantastic question. Let's just move on to a slow montage of how the world sucks now.
So
Ma
the
Kent has to sell her house.
Mhm.
A guy just randomly kicks over fruit because I guess he hates vitamin C. And Joss Whedon has a cameo as a homeless guy who says, "I tried."
See, I didn't notice that.
That's not actually
Interesting.
Joss Whedon. That's just
Oh, wow, you got my hopes up.
I know.
So the opening song I noticed was actually kind of cool, but because it kind of gives me some hope for the rest of the movie as it gets a little bit serious. But then at times it feels a little too moody or serious with what we end up getting. Like it feels more in line with Batman vs Superman, but I guess again that kind of comes down to the fact that this was directed by two different people.
Yes. It's yeah, I like that song a lot. I think it's pretty good. I have an actual idea based off of that song that we should do, but
Okay.
we can get into that later. In London, random guys in suits try to set off a bomb in a bank, only to be stopped by Wonder Woman.
So is this a
Uh,
Whedon scene or a Snyder scene?
well, that's a great question. I think Wonder Woman on a Justice statue is kind of cool, and that could be either of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say it's got to be Whedon to some respect because one, she Spider-Man's a guy up
Mm-hmm.
and asks him a really dumb question.
See, I know some people might know the answer as far as which scenes are which, but I haven't looked into it enough to know the difference. But based off what I could tell, because there's moments in this movie where you can really tell the difference in the uh, direction.
Well,
I think I do
I'll,
feel
s-
like this one is a Whedon scene.
I say that because they shoot bullets at Wonder Woman and they look fake as heck.
Yeah, that would make sense. There's a
And
lot in
then
this movie that looks fake.
Wonder Woman throws the bomb into the sky, absolutely killing birds.
And she didn't have a big music cue, but her music cue is one of the best. I will give them
Uh,
that.
yes, that is the one thing that this they have absolutely nailed. In Northern Europe, I guess, like Sweden or Greenland, Iceland area, Bruce Wayne goes to a small fishing village to recruit Aquaman.
This one's
He
definitely Snyder.
he sees Aquaman and sees three boxes on a mural on this random cannery that they just have, I guess. Someone painted on a random like warehouse this great mural. That's really weird.
Yeah, that was
Uh
almost as convenient as the parademon exploding with the three cubes.
Aquaman doesn't think Batman is real, which is funny, and thinks that you are strong if you're stronger alone. And Aquaman does not care if polar bears die. He
Okay.
likes that the ocean rises. He does not care about the polar bears.
Okay, so you can tell everyone, other than Batman, who is probably my second favorite hero prior to all these movies.
You're a massive Aquaman fan.
For some reason, but the new 52 finally did him justice. And, I watched Game of Thrones where Momoa actually was in the first season. But man, Momoa as Aquaman is just rad as heck. Trying not to swear on here because I could come up with a better response than that, but he's just a rock star.
Yeah, I try to keep it family friendly on here. Bruce and Alfred, and this is 100% a just like Bruce shaving feels like a very like divide when you get to that stuff, but
Mhm.
theorize what is going on with those random boxes, and that they found Barry Allen and are unsure if Victor Stone is alive, who uh the closed captioning for this movie is terrible because they spell him with Victor with a C and a K at different times.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Didn't notice that.
Well, you wouldn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe it would be on the
Okay,
digital.
so have you seen the Flash show?
I have watched the first two seasons.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not get
S-
to the Savatio season.
So my biggest issue with watching, which I like Ezra Miller, but my biggest thing with watching him is it's so hard not to, for me, like Grant Gustin more, but they're totally different Flashes.
This one, once I say this, you'll be like, of course, this Flash, this Barry Allen is the squirrel from Over the Hedge.
Oh, well, yeah, that's totally true.
And there's a scene later where I actually say it because he's 100% doing
But
that.
but you've read more Justice League than I have. Does which one do you think fits better as a Barry Allen, or which one do you like more? I guess at that point.
Uh, Based off of the New 52 stuff and the recent Scott Snyder, not the other one.
Hmm.
Uh, it's closer to, I guess, Barry Allen. They basically just write him, a little jokey, but not super jokey.
Hmm.
Uh, Barry Allen, anyway, because we're at him, goes to visit his dad in prison and is a dick to a guy who just tells him to hurry up because, I mean,
The funny scene though.
they're visiting hours. Don't tell the guy to hurry up. It's visiting hours.
Yeah, that
Guy,
was a
hurry up.
little odd.
And the guard alerts someone that Barry Allen is in jail using a phone with zero fingerprint code or anything, so anybody could do that if they wanted.
Very convenient.
Yeah. Also, like that's super unsecure, very hackable. And Barry's dad tells him to leave him alone.
Okay, a side note on this. His dad is played by Billy Crudup, who at the time I didn't know anything about him. But since then, I saw him in Alien Covenant, which he was I guess you could say lead if Michael Fassbender wasn't the lead. Something like that. He's the lead of the crew kind of going there, like he's the captain. And he is also one of the producers, I believe, in the morning show, who, if you read my review of it, I completely raved about because he's a killer actor. So, unfortunately, he's a little wasted in this movie after I've seen him in all that, but was very interesting to see him in there.
I know a lot of these, like a lot of this casting was really big because I'm sure they had more to do with something in an earlier cut, but
Hmm.
now they're just here for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
At Star Labs, Silas Stone leaves his lab and talks to a random janitor about the loss of his son. He goes home and tries to talk to Victor about fixing him. Victor is worried that he is the next alien invasion and is in, the laziest cover ever.
Why? Why Cyborg? I don't have anything
This
against Cyborg, but why Cyborg?
this is a question that goes back to the New 52 because he is the start of the New 52, and I do
But
not know why.
but why not Green Lantern? Like it's so frustrating.
It's what because it's where the same reasoning they have him at the start of New 52 as a member of the Justice League, which I don't even get then,
Hmm.
is the same reason now. Back at Star Labs, the janitor hears a noise that he absolutely should not be able to hear and finds a parademon.
Mm?
He 100% should not have heard him, but it's fine,
No.
I guess.
And up to this point, the movie is actually pretty good.
It's fine, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of cheap looking, but it's
Yeah.
fine. To be to be
Until
to be fair, Avengers also looks kind of cheap looking in some scenes,
it
but
does.
that was also made 5 years before this movie came out.
Yeah.
Aunt Themyscira, the
Hey.
Amazons go to a vault where there is a box vibrating, and it is called the Mother Box. Uh, there's a question to why it is awakened. It cracks and it cracks a literal plot hole opens up in the sky, and a video game character named Steppenwolf appears.
I love that we both had that in our comments because that's exactly how I described him as video game character.
He 100%. I'm playing the new Doom game, and he looks like a villain in that. He looks like one of the throwaway demons in that.
It looks like they got a pile of clay, made him, and just threw him in there and made his mouth move.
Weird. Uh,
It's so sad because in comparison to like Thanos, he couldn't lat a match to Thanos right now.
I also like how in both of Joss Whedon's first outings as the team lead in like villains in his big team up superhero movie, he has guys with a helmet on his head. That's
Interesting.
random. Uh, Steppenwolf says Mother called him home, and he releases parademons.
Mother.
There's a fight. Yeah, it's dumb. Uh, there's a fight. Hippolyta takes the box, and they trap other soldiers inside the vault to die for all the good it does, because then he just escapes anyway.
Yeah.
He goes
Great.
after the box in a video game cutscene. Like a
Which, I mean, outside
uh,
of the CGI, the visuals for that whole chase scene was pretty good.
yeah, it just looks like it was from a PS3 game, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
he gets the box and says that he will have unity, whatever that means. He retreats as more Amazons show up, even though I assume he could absolutely take them.
So, if the army of Amazons was right there, where were they when they assumed that something was going to come out of the mother box? Like, if something as dangerous as the mother box is making noises and shaking, you got to assume something bad is coming, like Steppenwolf. So why was the army not already there?
That is a fantastic question that we're not going to answer on this outing because we have better stuff to do. Uh, they light a fire and shoot an arrow into Man's World where Diana sees it. And Diana working as a museum caretaker is not anything she's done in the comics, which is a weird choice, and looks exactly like Wonder Woman. So people make fun of Clark Kent, Superman, but she looks exactly like Wonder
Oh yeah,
Woman.
hers is worse.
Uh, a news anchor makes fun of a woman whose husband was just abducted.
That was funny though. I don't know why that was so funny to me.
I'm like, you're just being mean. I mean, I guess because she's saying it like she's crazy.
Yeah.
But Ma Kent and Lois meet at the Daily Planet and see how hard Lois is taking it, ignoring the fact that Ma Kent just lost her son.
Yawn.
And
Sorry.
it's very funny that they mix up hungry and thirsty. That's a very funny scene that I was absolutely laughing about.
Yeah, that was funny. Other than that though, that whole scene was a yawn. Other than the joke.
I was being sarcastic. I hated that joke.
Uh, I thought it was funny.
Anyway. Victor hears Alfred talk about him and then uses his powers to find out about Batman. That's super convenient.
His powers are kind of cool.
Yeah, he's just a supercomputer. Also, what? Never mind.
Uh,
Remember? Okay, so remember in this has been a while now, but remember when we both read the very early Batman vs Superman script that came out?
yes.
Remember how Victor Stone was actually a character and got injured because of Superman? Why didn't they keep that?
They filmed that scene because it was the football scene. They actually filmed it, but it never made the cut.
Huh.
Not even in the extended cut or the ultimate cut, whatever you want to call it.
Anyway,
But
Bruce
they
is
did
working.
film it.
That's interesting. That would have been important to this.
Hmm.
They even could have done a flashback. Like they did in you haven't seen it yet, but Birds of Prey adds to that flashback of unused footage.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't use it because I know that they filmed it because I remember seeing the set photos of the football field.
Bruce is working in the Batcave on a troop carrier when Diana shows up. Diana says the battle is here, and we get a flashback of how Steppenwolf invaded and how he wants the mother boxes, which are power themselves.
Oh, hey, there's Green Lantern.
So the boxes combine to make a hellscape as the people of Earth, and the Green Lanterns and gods force him away. And yeah, you mentioned that. Why didn't they just have Green Lantern in this movie? And that's a fair question.
Especially since they made a point to show the ring flying away, which I know that was a long time ago, so it couldn't be anybody current. But why would you even have the Green Lanterns in there if you're not even going to introduce the Green Lantern?
It's almost as bad as if they had like the Martians, like Martian
Yeah.
Manhunter in there.
Like, where's he?
Well, he's still on Mars technically.
Or is it that 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 commander from Man of Steel? I've heard theories about him being Martian Manhunter.
Oh, the guy
Can't remember his
from
name.
Law and Order.
Yeah, him.
He'd be great at it. I love Christopher
I think I
Maloney.
heard I think I heard rumors that he was supposed to be Martian Manhunter, but I don't know how true that is. Was the guy that shoots like lightning, is that supposed to be Zeus?
I would assume so.
That's what I was
Uh,
thinking, but I wasn't sure.
that scene doesn't matter. That was just
Yeah.
used to fill time.
That
They
was one of
say
my highlights.
they say he'll show up when it's dark again. My question is, why didn't he show up, in between, the 1850s, the 1860s, the 1870s? You
Anytime
know,
before Clark got there.
yeah, literally any time. Uh, they bury the boxes to hide them. Bruce goes to Barry and sends Diana to see Victor, and Victor is being a creeper and watching them the entire time.
Ew. Pee-pee.
Barry goes through a train yard into his high-tech lair where Bruce is waiting for him. Bruce recruits him. Barry is a terrible liar.
Ugh, God. It
And
was a good scene, but it was cringy.
see, there's one scene I like. Line. Brunch is waiting in line an hour for what is essentially lunch. Except
Yeah, that
with
was kind of funny.
that's okay. And we get that being rich is a superpower that makes me believe that this is partially a Zack Snyder scene because Joss Whedon I would think would be smarter than that.
What is your superpower? I'm rich.
Yeah, you could say the same thing
Okay.
about Tony Stark, but he is also smart, which Batman has to be.
Yeah, which Batman is, but he didn't make any point of saying that.
No. Diana watches the creation video of Victor when he contacts her directly. She talks to a screen, and he can somehow hear her even though she's talking to a screen with no microphone.
Yay.
She meets him on some random street. He turns off he turns off all the lights on that street, even though that would cause more people to look out and see him.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
Uh, yeah. Diana sees his change as a gift, and he does not. Diana recounts the plot of her first movie, so when Wonder Woman 84 comes out, this is all going to make even less sense.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're gonna do that.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Aquaman saves a fisherman only to find out that demons went underwater, and he figures out that means Atlantis somehow. Steppenwolf shows up, and it is clear that they knew nothing about the actual Aquaman movie because none of that society feels like it's present.
Nope, and I'm so glad Aquaman fixed that.
Yeah. Aquaman fights Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf gets his mother box and leaves. Mara creates a bubble for her and Arthur to talk and force him into action. And at least, I mean, it's good that we have her now because I like that actress and I like that character in the actual Aquaman movie.
Also, when Aquaman goes into the bar and asks for the whiskey, like I said before, he's a rock star.
He is. I mean,
Like he's perfect.
I skipped over it, but it is very good. I love when he's just walking on the do not walk because it's slippery when wet thing
Hmm.
out into and then there's that very good music that fits for him.
Yeah, I think there was a set photo of Momoa with a guitar. I don't know if it was on set if there was ever a scene with him playing a guitar, but I could totally see that working with him.
Yeah, he's really good. I do not think he overall makes sense. I guess in this movie he doesn't make sense why someone who aged would be like that. It kind of makes less sense in Aquaman why he's exactly who he is, but it's fine. He's cool. I
Hmm.
like him. In Russia, we see family faffing about as parademons invade. They
Probably one of the
hide
worst parts of the movie.
They hide under the table and the dad loads a shotgun. This is almost as bad as in X-Men Last Stand, where oh, actually it's not that scene. But there's another scene that's just as bad as, Magneto walking by a car and the people just locking the door like that's gonna do anything.
Uh, Funny.
Steppenwolf says that Superman dying plunged the world into terror, And he places the boxes into a random slab in a nuclear reactor. And Steppenwolf
He
wants to be
definitely
a new
knows what he's
god.
doing.
I have no idea. At least he does. I have no idea what he's doing because I don't get any of what his plan is. I
He's
like
just trying to make everything go boom.
apparently. Silas returns home only to get attacked by a parademon. Cool. Uh, we meet Gordon in the GCPD as he fends off accusations that Batman has gone crazy, even though he was absolutely crazy last movie.
Yeah, he was on something last movie.
Uh, I like J.K. Simmons. It's a shame they kind of wasted him.
Yeah, they never really used him, but fortunately we're getting what in the new Batman we're getting. Oh shoot, what's his name?
The guy I
Oh, God, I can't remember his name from Westworld and like a bunch of other things.
I know him as one of the guys in one of the contestants in the Hunger Games movies. The old guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was in that. I totally forgot about that.
That's all I know him from.
I know he's
Uh,
in Westworld.
he is, which I
Um,
have not seen.
oh, hold on, I'm looking it up real quick.
I would just continue then.
Jeffrey
Uh,
Wright, sorry.
there we go. Barry
But yeah, he's
Bruce.
gonna be great.
That would be fun. He looks good. He looks like he could do that well.
He's got a great
Uh,
voice.
he does, which is all you need. Barry, Bruce, and Diana meet. When the bat signal lights up the sky, it's a good thing there are clouds.
Yeah, thankfully.
Victor comes home to see the wreck and bat signal, so I guess he knows that they're gonna meet up. I guess.
Something like
Uh,
that.
Gordon meets with the team and he tells them parademons are abducting people. And they find out where the demons are taking those people. Barry flubs the secret escape scene in a very famous. I think that scene is actually famous.
I love that scene.
I think it is like the most iconic thing in the movie, to be honest. Like
Oh,
I
they
really
they
think
really
so.
just disappeared like that. That's rude.
He'd be a good Flash, I think, if they give him the right material.
Just more material.
So they travel underground in the Nightcrawler, which is an absolutely worst name for that because it just makes me think of Nightcrawler.
The movie?
The
Oh, you're thinking the X-Men.
Yeah, which that is
Oh,
also a bad name because of the X-Man and
yeah.
also the movie.
It's a
Anyway,
good movie though.
it's got a K in front of it, so it's fine. So it's really the Nightcrawler.
Good night.
Steppenwolf tortures Star Labs employees and kills them without giving when they don't give him information. I do like
Yeah.
the we have families, and I like how he says, "Why does everyone keep telling me that?" I like that.
He's just like I don't understand.
He really
But
does
then
not
again,
understand. It's
he's
lovely.
then again he speaks to Mother. So
So he does know what a family is,
yeah.
or maybe Mother is something different to him.
Hmm. Interesting.
Uh, the team comes up with a plan, but the Flash is scared because he just pushes people and runs away.
Makes
Uh,
sense.
then why
Not
does he
really.
have? I mean, why does he have that super high tech suit if he just pushes people and runs away?
Yeah, I never understood really that line. Oh, I'm scared of guns.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
anyway, Batman tells him to rescue just one person. I think that's a good line. I think that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's good for the Flash. I
No.
think that, you know what? That should be like for him when he's speaking to Robin for the first time, right?
Yeah.
That's a good like dad like
Just protect
here.
one person, and then one person leads to a second person, which is what
Exactly.
happens.
Steppenwolf goes to kill Silas, and Victor's hand becomes a gun, and he shoots Steppenwolf,
And it
and
does nothing,
it
really.
does nothing. And Steppenwolf somehow knows that he was born of the mother box.
You were born of mother.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, we all are somewhere. Uh, Steppenwolf and Wonder Woman fight. Batman fights the parademons, Flash rescues hostages, and Cyborg helps fight the parademons, kind of.
Yay.
Alfred sends the Knight Crawler to help fight Steppenwolf. Then here's something that bugged me. I like how when Steppenwolf and Wonder Woman are fighting, that he says he'll take her alone. Then he says to tell his parademons to finish her off. That doesn't make sense.
Scared. He got
Apparently.
scared.
Well, that's how they beat him, because he's scared. Even though that
True.
doesn't make sense. But we'll get to that. Flash gives Wonder Woman her sword in an okay bullet scene until he trips because he's the worst.
Yeah, I never. What? Why? Why do you have to make him trip?
And then he falls on Diana like this is an anime and he is a virgin in a harem show.
Ooh.
That's 100% what happened, right?
Yeah.
That's
God, there's so much in this movie that just frustrates me. Like, oh, why does he have to trip?
Because he's the worst. Wonder Woman uses her Gauntlet Strike, which is the only name I could come up for it, because this is just a video game.
Oh yeah.
Right?
That's what we're playing. Yeah, we're just playing a video game.
There is a trailer on the disc for a Justice League VR game.
Oh, so that's what we're playing is the okay. I got you. I see what we're doing now. We're not watching a movie. We're watching the video cutscene of the VR game. Okay. I'm on board with you now.
We're just watching the cutscenes.
I got you. I'm on board now. I see what's going on. So I'm totally on board with what's happening.
Cyborg takes over the Knight Crawler to take down Steppenwolf. It fails, and the missile hits a wall, flooding the tunnel. Steppenwolf leaves because Mother is calling because he's 7 and it's getting dark outside.
And Cyborg just dips out like...
I'm not even there yet, but yeah. Aquaman shows up and tries to stop the flood, and it is at this point you figure you should rather have Moses on your superhero team than Aquaman.
Yeah, because he doesn't do much in this scene, which is very unfortunate because in his movie he actually does what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, in this scene Moses would be better because he could actually, stop the water. And yeah, Cyborg then bails after that.
He's just like, bye guys. Hope you don't drown.
Yeah. Batman, Aquaman, and Gordon meet on the harbor, and then Victor shows up with the mother box. The Russians are surrounded and board up the house. They debate whether to run or not, and this is the bug spray, which made me think of them locking the door for Magneto.
Ugh.
And I put subtitles because when I first saw this movie in theaters, it cut off the bottom, so I did not know they were actual subtitles.
Oh. Interesting.
You don't need them, but...
I didn't care about them at all.
No. And
they
it was also
died long ago before they actually got saved.
It is also this point in the movie where I saw it in theaters and turned around in my seat to see, like, someone who is peak demographic. A 7 or 8 year old playing on the phone or something.
Well, you were watching a 7 or 8 year old play the game that we're watching.
I mean, that's probably accurate, but God, can you just imagine taking that same kid to see Avengers? You'd not be playing on your phone in that movie.
Nope.
Bruce takes the team to the Batcave, and this is the scene where Flash shows off that he's just like the squirrel from over the hedge.
He just zips around everywhere just to look at everything.
That's 100% him. Victor gives
like a bat cave. Get out of here. Go somewhere else.
Thanks. You're so clever, buddy. Thanks. Would you like a juice box? Victor gives a background on the change engine / mother box and his backstory. Aquaman steals stuff from the Batcave. The Batcave is also clearly mostly green screen.
Almost 90% of this movie feels like green screen.
Yes. They talk about bringing Superman back to life.
Because that's a good idea.
They debate the science of doing this.
Because that's a good idea.
The necessary risk and guilt that he is feeling. They bring up the good question of why Wonder Woman is not a beacon to the world. and that's because she is a woman, and that is not sexist. That's just why. Because
Totally sexist.
I mean, it is sexist, but it is also, 100% the reason, right? Like, if you had someone who showed up with the same powers, the people would only be debating about her outfit and not what she actually did.
It's just an excuse to bring Superman back.
It is 100%. Uh, and then you lose something when you die, and Bruce says that they need a contingency plan because you do. Uh, Bruce works on his suit and on the signal for the parademons. Bruce says Clark is more than a human than he is, which is true. Kind of. And here's a line that I like, which is he's at peace and he'll get over it.
Yeah, I did like that.
Well, this is all you have not seen it. It'll be a while till we get there, but this is all very season 6 Buffy, because Buffy is
Oof.
dead at the beginning, and then they bring her back.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, a spoiler alert for like a 20-year-old show.
God, I'm so butthurt about that now. How am I gonna watch that show?
I know. Other than the fact you're probably gonna forget, but
Probably.
anyway, yeah, and it's done better there because it's
Yeah.
a full show, and it's very tragic in the show. Barry and Victor bond while grave digging.
Weird.
That's indeed. That talk about mixed messages, mixed signals.
We're the accidents. Yeah, 'cause
Yes,
that's supposed to make a cyborg-looking guy feel any better.
yes, yes. Thank you for telling us you're an accident. That doesn't make me feel any better, but it's fine, I guess. Oh, excuse me.
Imagine being told that you were an accident.
Oh,
Okay. Thanks. I guess.
Victor, sweetie, just wanted to tell you that you were an accident. We didn't mean on having you.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
They go to
Victor.
the Kryptonian ship by sneaking through the military base. That's fine.
Yeah.
They place Superman in Orange Fanta.
Superman is very much a CGI character from the very long shot above.
Really? I didn't even notice. I thought
Yeah, the really long one when Aquaman's like carrying him in there. That's so fake.
Huh.
So fake.
I was just more focused on the fact that they let a picture of Pa Kent just, sink into the water because they're such good people.
Yeah, why not like just take it and put it in the coffin or
Yeah.
put it in their pocket? Say,
This
hey,
this
you might want this.
this scene is like where I was like, oh, these guys are bad at their job.
Yeah, so he just magically didn't turn into Darkseid because of the mother box. That's how that works. So Lex just wasn't, smart enough to know about Cyborg and know about the mother box because he had the information, but not think that the mother box might help his case.
Anyway, Flash says he'll wake the box with his speed, and we get another bullet time scene. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm. Took forever. I was getting bored. I was like, so is he gonna touch it or not?
Clark awakens and flies into the sky, where
Oh, this is my favorite part of the movie.
there are luckily no video cameras to see him.
Yeah.
He flies to his monument while the box just lands on some random car.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm like, okay, so you all leave to go see Superman. Batman's nowhere to be seen, and nobody thought that it was a good idea to, oh, I don't know, go check on the box?
Yes, the team arrives where they look like they're ready to fight. Like they all show up like they're ready to get into a fight, which is the worst idea. There is a good part in this scene that I do like, where it is a repeat of that scene from Man of Steel, where he's a kid and he freaks out.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's cool. That's one of the things I like in Man of Steel.
Aquaman looked like he pooped himself.
Okay.
Just pointing that out there. He was like, well, obviously he's not okay. Meanwhile, he's just farting. He's scared.
Victor's suit accidentally shoots Clark, and Diana calls him Kal-El, which I'm questioning when she found that out.
I'm questioning how Victor didn't know that his defense system was set for Superman. He literally controls that whole suit.
Well, I guess the point is that he doesn't, when it's convenient.
Oh, okay. Because the suit couldn't just, take over his mind at any point.
No, that'd be interesting. We can't have that. The team fights Clark. Flash goes into bullet time only for Superman to see him. That's fun. I like that scene. Flash trips because he's again the worst. But he does push Superman, so he does get to push people.
No. He pushes himself out of the way by pushing Superman. Superman doesn't even move.
I thought he did. I thought he did move.
He tries to push him, but because he's pushing him so fast, he just blows himself away.
Oh, see, I thought he did move. That's my bad.
Because it's like pushing against a brick wall. I thought that was kind of funny.
Batman shows up. Clark says he knows him, and he goes right to Batman. Clark says he knows him and goes right for Batman.
And slaps the out of him.
Well, yeah. Wonder Woman tries to do her gauntlet strike thing, but Superman stops her, which is cool. And then I like the scene where he carries Batman up by his mouth, and he's like, "You won't let me live or die." Lois,
me. Do you bleed?
I'm not there yet, but yes. Lois shows up carrying no gun, which I don't know why I put that note, but that just occurred to me. I don't know why I put that there. That was just a thought. Clark tosses Batman like a dead rodent and goes to Lois. She says, please hug him, and she says that they need to go. So they do. Something is definitely bleeding, Batman says, getting up.
I love that line.
Well, it looks like he was clearly just laying on the ground. Like, what honestly looks like
though.
What honestly looked like it happened was that like they were filming a scene and Ben Affleck just fell in the bat suit on the green screen, and they just filmed that outtake.
See, the problem I had with, I think, Batman vs. Superman, not to bring it up too much, but Snyder seemed to make Batman more immortal than he was mortal. In this movie and in these scenes that I'm pretty sure most of these scenes with the comedy Batman is Whedon, he makes him more mortal compared to Superman, which he should be.
Yes, I agree. Steppenwolf gets the mother box because they did nothing to stop him. Because these are absolutely the worst superheroes ever.
Yeah.
It is at this point where I'm like, these guys are terrible. Lois and Clark go to his old home. Lois says he smells good. He smells good. And I'm more just wondering what he was dead. What shouldn't he smell like? Bad. Yeah. And then they invade the bank's house because he does not own that anymore. So they just go on bank property.
Yep. No police.
The team regroups at the Batcave. They argue and search for Steppenwolf. And Bruce has the most awkward conversation about having Aquaman talk to fish.
Can you, send out feelers? You talk to fish, right?
It's terrible. It's so awkward. There's a worse one later There's even a worse one later. Diana visits Bruce in his room, where she is randomly wearing a cape now.
Yay.
They bond as Diana snaps Bruce's arm back into place, and they drink on the job.
So they have a love-hate relationship.
Yes. Clark runs his hands through a cornfield. He and Lois talk. Coming back from the dead is itchy, which is apparently a line from Buffy that I do not remember.
Oh.
I found that out actually recently. Lois says that she wasn't strong. And I wish we actually, saw that.
I want to see the mustache cut of the movie.
Well, this is the scene. So Clark says he was an idiot. Well, okay, so before we get there, Clark says he was an idiot for leaving, like, moved to Montana or something, not like he died. Like, I left. Yeah, you died. There's a difference. It's not like you thought you were coming back.
Yeah.
Lois says he needs to save the world. Clark says he owes Bruce one. Lois gets the exclusive if he dies again. That's funny. And this is the moment where I noticed that his mouth looks really fake. This is the only time I notice.
Yeah, I still want to see the mustache cut of the movie.
What also makes this very obvious. Also his mom shows up. What makes it very obvious is that they don't actually kiss him.
Mm-hmm.
which is very odd.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
like it's not actually a problem, right? But it's just, a weird thing, right? Like, wouldn't you think Lois would kiss him, not just hug him?
Well, yeah.
So it's very obvious that he's probably had the mustache.
Release the mustache cut.
That would be better. So, I think I missed them. They have terraformed Russia. Steppenwolf is joining the three mother boxes, causing the sky to turn red and earn an even more video gamey look. The team finds Steppenwolf in Russia, a place where all of the kicked out and places people with nowhere to go live. So they're obviously trying to do something with that, but they do nothing with that idea.
I shall call it New Chernobyl.
There you go. They load into the transport and fly off. Victor goes over his plan to separate the boxes. They bond while they travel. Aquaman gets too personal because he sat on the lasso of truth.
A little too convenient, but very funny.
Well, this is also a scene that was in the Joss Whedon Wonder Woman script, if you recall.
I do not recall. I'll have to
yeah.
read it again. That was a while ago.
It was, but I just remember that sticks out because that's a very easy thing to do. The Russian family continues to be held up in their little house. The transport
They should be dead.
lands. Well, Batman says he'll take out the shield around the city while everyone else goes to stop Steppenwolf. Batman is successful, and it didn't look that hard, to be honest. Right? Like, it didn't look that hard.
No, he just kind of
shoots rockets.
Done. Yeah. All right, guys, come on in.
Yeah, so easy. His plane crashes, so he drives out in the Batmobile. And he plays that signal to get all of the insects to follow him. Wonder Woman and the rest of the team go out. The Russian family uses that time with the parademons that are flying off to escape their house just in time. That's super convenient.
Yay.
Batman wrecks a tower and shoots the parademons off. They land on his tank to strike him just in time for Wonder Woman to show up and the rest of the team to save him.
Tank.
Yes. And this is where Aquaman is the best, because he skewers bugs and he gets to fly.
Yeah, and he surfs a dead body.
Yes, which is great. I like how he's just so jazzed about getting to fight.
I know. Like I said, he's just a rock star.
He's actually having a good time, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman confronts Steppenwolf and asks if he's hiding, because I guess she doesn't see him. The rest of the team shows up. Cyborg gets to work on the boxes. Flash is on bug duty and needs to save Batman because... Oh, and Batman needs to save him because he's the worst. There we go. Batman uses a gun. It's a laser gun. It's a gun. Aquaman and Wonder Woman take Steppenwolf. The monsters from Tremors go after the Russian family, and Flash goes to save them.
Mm-hmm. Except he goes the wrong way the first time.
I
hope this is east.
It's so funny. Steppenwolf tears Cyborg's leg off.
That was kind of cool.
Superman, what? Yes, until they can just put it back on.
Yeah.
Like it's plastic. Superman shows up and says he's a big fan of truth and justice. Steppenwolf and Superman fight. Batman acts like he has a crush on Superman, where he's like, I don't not like you.
That was a little awkward.
Yeah. So, see, he absolutely is like, that's absolutely a Whedon line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Superman and Flash a race to save civilians. Flash pushes a truck while Superman carries a building, because Flash is the worst.
So they're supposed to just, make Flash look even worse than he already does.
Yes. But I do like Superman randomly carrying a building of people to safety.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Superman helps pull the boxes apart. There was mild blowback. I only say that because Cyborg says there's supposed to be a lot, and it doesn't seem that bad.
Superman has jokes though.
So yes, Superman is hurt and says he wants to die.
I
Isn't that fun? You just came back from the dead and you want to die again.
didn't make
Uh,
that happen.
Cyborg says his toes hurt.
That was really weird.
And
My toes hurt, which I don't understand how that works because I'm
Diana quotes the Three Amigos because she's working with 6-year-olds, which is true.
Yeah.
So I do not blame her. The team uses all their powers to take down Steppenwolf and they break his axe. Because
Woohoo!
again, he's just a video game villain. He is eaten by his own creatures because he's scared, which doesn't make sense because, you know, okay, because wouldn't they also be going after a lot of people for a lot of different things?
It never made any sense to me.
And we see Steppenwolf and all of them escape through a sky portal, leaving only his helmet intact.
And I like how everybody just kind of looked at the sky portal, like, oh, okay, well that just happened.
They stand for a group shot no one is taking, and look as the flora and fauna start to grow back over the city that they absolutely wrecked.
Chernobyl too.
Exactly. The Russian family is also there for some reason. Ma Kent gets her house back because Bruce bought the bank. Isn't it funny when the wealthy only get richer? Isn't that just so funny?
Wouldn't it just be easier to buy the house than to buy the bank?
Yeah, but that's not funny.
Oh.
Also, it's about, Wayne Industries, Wayne Enterprises, whatever they call it in this one, to become a monopoly.
Oh, okay. So
'Cause,
anytime anything happens, he can just buy them.
Yeah, because he wants to be a
Okay.
monopoly.
That makes sense.
Barry gets the worst job in the crime lab for some reason.
Which he should have had before.
He should have. And again, I don't know why he got it in the first place.
He got a good recommendation from Bruce Wayne.
No, I understand. I guess he wants to prove that his dad is innocent, but his dad told him not to worry about him, and then he gets a job at the crime lab to do exactly the opposite of what his dad said, and his dad is happy. So
Why
that doesn't
couldn't
make
Bruce just get his dad out of prison?
He could just buy the jail.
Yeah.
And release him anyway. Lois is back at work and gets inspiration to write. I cannot talk. Gets the inspiration to write the hokeyest nonsense.
Woo.
Bruce Wayne goes back to Wayne Manor and plans to make it the Hall of Justice.
Hall of Justice.
Which in the comics, in the more recent stuff, the Hall of Justice is like, the Smithsonian where it's just open to people. So they'd 100% know Bruce Wayne is Batman then, yes? Like, this used to be old Wayne property until he donated it to Batman.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. He's not Batman, though.
No. Cyborg gets his comic book outfit. A more accurate comic book outfit.
Why didn't we have that before?
That's a fantastic question. We get action shots of the Flash who can't run.
Yay.
Because have you seen how he runs?
He runs like a noodle man.
Yeah, he can't run. Exactly. Diana saves a museum and kids come up to take a picture of her. I guess. I don't know why, but it's cool. Gordon shines a bat signal into the sky.
For reasons.
Clark is just walking around the street and then flies up in the middle of the street where someone would absolutely see him.
Yeah.
It's
but
fine.
He does the whole classic tear the shirt open thing.
It's bad when Spider-Man, which came out like 2001 or 2002, does that scene better.
Yes.
And in the post-credits scene, Superman and Flash race, and then Lex Luthor recruits Deathstroke.
Oh, totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch that far. Which, fun fact, that Deathstroke scene is why the Arrow show wasn't allowed to have Deathstroke anymore.
Until recently?
Oh, I don't know if he came in recently, but they weren't allowed to have him.
Huh, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Because they didn't want there to be two Deathstrokes.
Is that also why they couldn't do, Batman or stuff in the Smallville?
I don't know. I don't know about that
That's
because now they're
probably
doing
accurate.
Superman, but they never wanted Clark and Smallville to be Superman up until the last episode.
That's weird. So that is Justice League, and it is not a good movie.
No,
I
it's
can't
got
wait to
moments, but overall, it's bad.
I can't wait to watch it 51 more times.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, this episode, like we were talking about before we started recording, this one was more of just a breakdown of the movie, just going, scene by scene. That way, we've got kind of just our setup for the next 51 times. But with, the next 51 times, we're going to be focusing, what would you say, just more on something specific?
Yeah, I mean, we'll still be watching it again, and we could obviously take, hey, I noticed this thing that I didn't notice last time.
hmm Yeah.
But yeah, they're gonna be some of them are gonna be focused on specific aspects like characters, or comparing it to other things because you may not know this, but this is not the worst Justice League origin movie.
Ooh.
There was
Animated
a
one?
there was an animated one that is worse, and we'll get to that eventually.
We need to see if we can find the what was it, Justice League? I can't remember what the name of it was, but the one with Army Hammer that was supposed to come out in the mid 2000s.
I still have that movie script on my laptop, I'm pretty sure.
So we'll have to do a comparison between those two.
Was supposed to be George Miller
Yep.
of Happy Feet and Mad Max fame. Just pause for a second and realize the guy who made Mad Max Fury Road also made Happy Feet. Just think about that.
I'm struggling.
Yeah, isn't it so weird? He is like absolutely like a workman's director who can do whatever he wants.
I just want a Mad Max sequel to Fury Road.
With the penguin from Happy Feet.
Oh man, could you imagine? Oh man.
And then here's what would happen. One of those penguins falls in a vat of acid and becomes the penguin.
Oh,
And
the
then
one.
uses the penguin. It becomes the penguin and wind up ducks for some reason. Which is an odd line from in this movie because it's calling back to a different Batman movie that is not in this continuity.
Isn't that in Batman vs Superman?
The ducks.
Mm-hmm.
A reference to it or that scene?
The reference to it. I can't remember because I know in one of the two that he talks about clowns and wind up penguins or.
The wind up penguins was in Justice League when he and Alfred are talking.
I
But
got
that's
you.
referencing Batman Returns, which is not in this continuity.
Yay.
But isn't the penguin supposed to be in the new The Batman?
Yeah, a lot of people are supposed to be in the new one.
Hopefully that's good.
I imagine they would probably be bringing in Arkham, which is good.
Yeah, because we don't get Arkham in this, which is weird.
We don't get Arkham in. No, we do get Arkham in Batman vs Superman because that's where Lex is.
I guess so. Though that's just kind of more of a random looking jail.
I think. I don't know if Arkham was in Suicide Squad.
No, because they're at not Blackgate. I can't remember now.
And then I don't remember. It might have been referenced in the Nolan trilogy, but we've never actually seen Arkham really
No.
in its entirety.
No. And one thing I'm going to harp on every time we talk about this movie is the fact that I reference, random bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Why wasn't the FBI guy from Mindhunter somebody?
Why weren't the bank people somebody like, I don't know. I guess it wasn't in America. I don't think it needs to be in America, but Black Mask.
Well, I guess, yeah, at the moment that would have made sense, right? To make either of them Victor Zsasz or Black Mask or something.
Mm-hmm.
But both of which are the bad guys in Birds of Prey. So I guess it makes sense that they did it now.
Yeah. I don't know. They
But
could
yeah,
have done more, but they were just
it
trying to get
bothers.
this movie out.
Why couldn't it be Kite Man? Why couldn't Bill Tatch Teach be Kite Man?
Clayface.
Trench, yes, could be Clayface. Be a pre-Clayface, so set him up
See,
for
I'd
all the
like to
good
see
it would
that.
have done,
I
right?
remember from the animated series when he was always putting that stuff on his face and then he turned into Clayface.
So Do you have anything else of actual substance to say about this movie that we're gonna watch 51 more times?
No, not for this one, since this one's kind of just, you know, rough. I
I
don't
will
want to say rough,
say,
but basic.
yeah, I will say that we do actually disagree on something major in this movie.
Do we?
Yes, you like the Beatles cover.
Oh, yeah, at the very end.
Yes, I do not like it at all.
Now, keep in mind, I do like the original very
Yes,
much.
I like
But
that one
oh
the
man,
most.
whenever I hear the new one though, I automatically think about Aquaman and how perfect those two fit together.
It does fit for Aquaman. That's just that it's very strong guitar. But I don't know. It's just very weird. I do not like it. I do not like the voice. I don't like anything about it. But it does
I'm
fit for
just,
Aquaman.
yeah, I'm just a fan of both of them, the original and that one. I don't know why. I think it fits for like I said for Aquaman. I'm surprised it wasn't in that movie too.
Well, I guess he didn't really get his own like musical sting, did he?
No, his should be like any kind of guitar riff.
Yeah. His would be very similar to
Wonder
uh
Woman's.
well, Wonder Woman, but I was thinking like Iron Man 1 and 2 with a lot of
Yes.
AC/DC stuff.
Yeah. But I think that's all we've got for this episode.
It is. So if you have any ideas of how we should be watching this movie, please do not hesitate to tell us at our email, which is
towercitymedia@gmail.com, and make sure to send in any comments or questions that you have for us. And if you have any questions regarding this movie, we'll make sure to address them in an episode, the next episode after we receive the questions.
yes, whenever we do it at the earliest possible episode, which
Hmm.
might even be helpful to cover this because I do not know when we're just doing this again what on earth we can talk about forever about this movie.
Yeah, we might need some help once we get into the week 30s.
The week 30s, I think sent you a list of like the first like 20 weeks. So like not first 20, but just like 20 weeks.
Yeah. So we might need some help later on. So feel free to send in any questions or comments that you guys have. But other than that, we will see you guys next time.
Thanks for stopping by.
Bye bye.